I'm back again with another analysis. Today we're going to take a look at the Fedex stock analysis. Um, I mean, this is stock that we're going to have analysis on that. And it's about the news that it was on Friday. And you can see just the first thing that captured my eyes and attention was that it was almost to 8% improvement on this stock. And it is saying that FedEx shares rally after earnings beat. So if I come a little bit down here, it says that the company bumped its full year earnings guidance, betting on cost-cutting measures. And one of the items, for example, is here that the forward-looking guidance is optimistic too. After FedEx cut its workforce by 10% last month, it is now introducing a sweeping plan to reduce costs by whopping more than $3 billion, which seems that it was very promising news. So that's why I jumped into the chart and tried to um, start, as always, analyzing the chart via price action method by utilizing technical analysis tools and knowledge. So here we start, as always, with a very clean chart. And also, as you know, probably I'm really fan of starting from the weekly chart to have a better understanding of the history, which I think that it is going to be beneficial. But this one is a little bit tough. If I zoom out a little bit, I can see that yeah, we had a lower low here, a low here, and then higher high, and after that it created another lower low after this one, but also an higher high, some sort of an expanding momentum. And after that, it just dropped and just break out this one, just sit on this level, not reaching this out, and again bouncing up. So it is some sort of a range market in the last few years. So let's not talk about this long history. It is not going to help us to understand the current situation here. But anyhow, what I can recognize, it's an impulsive move. Of course, this can be, we can say it is for sure an impulsive move because it has been created at a higher high. And if I zoom out more, you can see it is almost the highest point of the history. So it was an impulsive wave. We can confirm it by actually counting the waves, something like this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just going back to my personal preferences. It is going to be an, I guess, intermediate wave with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, yeah. The third wave, it also can be counted as, because it was an extended wave, so it can be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is going to be, let's utilize a little lighter color. And yeah, it is a minor one. After this impulsive, we are seeing some sort of correction. The first thing that I always wants to know is just to grab this Fibonacci retracement tool. Let me adjust it a little bit. And I can see that it has been settled. If I just draw it a little bit more accurately, it has been settled and corrected to 78%, which is, of course, a huge amount of correction. So that's very good information. Also, I can see it is some sort of a critical support zone. Yeah, I can draw some sort of um, uh, rectangle here, and let's call it out as an important zone, which is 78 percentage of FIBO. This is something that we should keep have in mind because it is close to the current uh, price. And also I can add some kind of reactions to this level as well as this previous one. So we know that this is a weakly and a strong support zone. Let's take a closer look at this wave. So we know it was a correction. Also, I can see a reversal, and it seems that it has been done. It has been broken the previous low as well. We will discuss more about these details of these, but I want first, just before jumping out into lower time frame daily, I would like to understand what kind of a correction it was. Let's initially just say, okay, it was ABC. Let's adjust it to this intermediate and also the color. So if that's the case, I was thinking initially, but when I took a closer look at this E wave, it doesn't seem to be an corrective structure. You know, it was somehow also descending because this B should be against the main trend, which is this corrective structure should be uptrend, and A and C should be downtrend, but also the B is uptrend, is downtrend. So I actually wanted to uh, invest a little bit of time more to understand what is going on. When I focused more, I understood that yeah, it is. Maybe we can say it is going to be our ABC. Let's get rid of these for now, and I can see another ABC here as well, and it has been these two have been attached to each other with a link, which we can actually clarify it with a double combo wave counting, which this X is the link to this second downtrend ABC. So we have the form of WXY, which we had that, and that's one of the reasons that it has been ended up to 78%, very huge correction, because it was a combo correction, as I'm understanding from this. So if I want to count the waves, okay, this ABC as the first corrective structure of the first combo wave, it is obvious to me. So as a minor wave, I can see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's don't talk about it. If I zoom in, just jump into these daily, I can be, for example, for sure I can find those waves. Here was another impulsive wave. I can see a more huge corrective structure as my X, and also another ABC um, that we have discussed. So I have now feeling better to more confident about these waves, which structure it had. But let me get rid of these waves. I would like to utilize my thread line here to see what is the correct situation. Now, it is so far we have talked a lot on this weekly chart, but we have also fetched very valuable information. I can see that it has been reached to this level again for the fourth, I guess, time. And let me just adjust it a little bit more. So I can now add more arrows to indicate that yes, this is very valid thread line. We are touching it just, and it is really good to actually take these away from this weekly view as well. But I have one other point before jumping to the daily, which seems so interesting. We have a kind of some sort of candle pattern here. Let me just jump into this image. I just grabbed it, found it on the internet from this link in the charts.com. This is calling three methods candlestick. Let's first look at this one. You can see we had a downtrend, and the pattern is that very long candle just in the same direction as our main trend, which is downtrend here, with three uptrends, and again same length of that previous one to downside to the downside, continuation of the momentum, and it is confirming that these downtrend, this major one, it is going to be continued. And as you can see, after we saw this downtrend, this falling here, because it is downtrend, we call it falling tree methods, and then the trend just continued. Also, we have here a rising one. The, we are in an uptrend, a B candle to the same direction, three here, or maybe four, and then the same candle, and it will be continued. And within the soft trend, we are calling this rising tree method. But this tree, it's because that in fact, from the theory, these middle candles against the main trend should be tree ones. But here you can see it seems that this example also has been fished from some sort of a realistic data. So we can see that they also have another one found four in between. But I want to show you another more weird, that it's here. We are seeing that we have an uptrend. We have this very long candle to the top, but five candles in between, some sort of, yeah, they are not all downside, but they're shaping this downside, a small downside trend, and again, a long actually continuation as the same length of the previous one. So let's call this out also, because this is going, it is a kind of um, tree method. I still will call it tree method, or we can maybe say rising tree method. Uh, Anyhow, I just wanted to also have these, and yes, probably we are going to have a continuation. But let's keep that in mind for now. Let's jump into the daily. And before just moving away from this is some sort of a psychological behavior behind the scenes. The, these patterns usually, regardless of which one we are talking about, and it is almost just saying that same concept, same psychological concept has just been happened from the weekly perspective on this stock, and that's why maybe these, if it is five in between downside, or it is four in this example, um, yes, that this is the original the original pattern shape, but I just want to share this with you that yes, the same psychological pattern might be happen here. So this is a kind of rising tree method. We have talked a lot on this weekly. Now is the time to jump into the daily. Let's. I um, I really can talk about the details of these waves now. I can say that okay, this is one, two, and three and four. We can really count these waves again. I did it to be honest with you before I just start my stream, but I think it is not really going to help us to understand the current situation. We already understood that we had this correction. This is something that we want to take away, that to the 78 percentage with a combo, double combo corrective structure, as it has been said in this earliest double combo wave, something like this. This is the tool that I use here, as this greenish one. So after jumping into the daily, I want to take to actually pay more attention to this uprising after reaching out to this. We are seeing not so much of a powerful, at least at the beginning. We know that it was up to 78 percentage, the corrective structure. Let's take a closer look to the waves. If I'm going, I can actually find some sort of wave countings. If I want to count the waves, I can say, um, okay, this is going probably my first wave. This is going to be the second one. This is the third wave. This is the fourth, and we are in the fifth wave, and might be completed, might not be. It is upcoming. We are going to discuss about that one. But also the minute waves might be one, two as a flat, three, four as zigzag, and five. I can see some sort of this second wave as an extended flat, which the A is here, B has been a little bit extended to the above of A, and also extended C to above the B. And so some sort of side wave structure. The third wave can be also one, two, three, four, five. I'm not going to mark them for now. We also had some kind of zigzag ABC, and now we are in the middle or maybe end of the fifth wave, as we had a huge improvement, as we saw in the news about this 8% improvement last day on Friday. So it is an impulsive wave after this whole corrective structure. If it is going to be an ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any kind of move is that, yeah, the minor wave that we are counting, it is of course a five wave structure as we are expecting. And also we're seeing that it has been just jumped above this very strong weekly structure. Yeah, just wanted to take a closer look that if it is much accurate, much as possible. And I'm saying yes, it is. It seems that yeah, it just opened, but just came down. So when it opened at the beginning, it was even more than 8%, but now it closed close to the 8% of improvement. So what I want to take away from these that in this corrective structure here, I can see before this breakout, we really, to be honest, we don't know if it is really a breakout. It might be a fake out, it might be returned, and this is something very tough. Always talk about when the price is on very critical points, like these very powerful weekly structure as we are seeing here. It is really tough to discuss about it. It is really tough to analyze it. If I would a little bit more wise, maybe I would wait to see what kind of reaction price going to have in the next upcoming days. Then I would start streaming about this. But I don't have any policies for my streaming. I just look at the news. If I found anything interesting, I would jump into the chart, try to understand what is going on. But talking about the analysis, when we are on critical areas, it is so tough and dangerous because we might price can take any action here. I have already created this support zone. As you can see, several times price reacted to this zone. I can add more and more arrows here. After the breakout, uh, it actually used to work as a resistance level. Again, it's just moved up and for two times with a little bit of fake out maybe, or we can extend this level a little bit down here. Doesn't really matter, but we have this very important support zone again. And you know that at the fourth wave, now it bounced. When it reached this support zone, it bounced up, and now it has been finally broken this uh, weekly structure. Um, let's talk about the destination or target of this fifth wave. One of the very most common ways is to utilize Fibonacci extension tool, which here it is the same tool as the retracement, the trading view platform that I'm using, and you just need to draw it in a reverse wave. And I can see 127 here, which might be a reaction to here. Maybe it is going to finalize its up momentum. Very emotional, very powerful, it seems to be, or maybe to this level. I can also take a closer look to this history. I can find this zone as well, which can be a resistance zone. So if we get rid of these extensions, we can talk about as, yeah, that might be the momentum because uh, we had these critical uh, reactions to this level. I can add more arrows as well, but I guess it has been clarified. Let's zoom in a little bit. So as our conclusions, you know that always I come up with three type of conclusions: short conclusion, mid-term conclusion, and long-term conclusion. This time, as I said, it is challenging, really, and this we should really be realistic about this. That it is really tough to discuss about the momentum from this time. I can jump into the hourly. just to show you that, yeah, at the end, also its price, you know, we see that it opened and also just stayed a little bit in the same zone. So it is really tough. We don't have any information about this. It was a huge gap, as he also saying. Um, it is really tough. I can utilize this MACD as well. I can also see that it might be still not, but might be a very strong divergence because of that gap. You know, it had price has not been already created at the top. Yeah, it has been on this daily, and you can see that it is upper. Um, it is making a higher high, but on MACD there is absolutely a lower high. But this middle one here, it was not a higher high. This one was not a divergence, but this one, just as a gap, might be the divergence. But also because of that gap, it is really to discuss about this. So I can see both kind of wave, bullish and bearish. They're actually fighting with each other, I guess, on these very strong critical zone. So as a conclusions, I will go first with the first scenario. This time I will use another tool. It might be, as I said, we just discussed the Fibonacci extensions targets and also this resistance level. It might be some sort of momentum to up, and then we might see a reversal as the returns of the breakout of this weekly corrective structure here. Also, you can see that this line, it is also, and it can be a possible support zone, as price, you can see how many times here and also here reacted to this level. And then we might see uh, some kind of breakout to this level finally, and having a momentum as such. Or the second scenario is that, okay, price might be here a little bit up, just finished its fifth impulsive wave, and it might come back to this level. We talked about the support zone, and yeah, it might reach out to this level as well a little bit. It might be a side wave corrective structure after this fifth wave. I mean, in the end, we might see some sort of corrective structure, and then a breakout to the level, a retest, and just going up. So this is the little bit slower, as you can see. The second scenario is a little bit slower as I'm drawing here, but also it hasn't reacted to this level anyhow. It is going to be a breakout in a mid-term or long term, or even a breakout to this target or somewhere close to this. If I want, the reason that I use those ghost shadows is that just to have both of them in one view, to combine all these scenarios, because again, I've talked about this, that we are in a very critical zone, very tough to discuss about. But if I want to combine these both scenarios, as the short term, yeah, we might see any kind of, because it was so emotional uptrend or downtrend. But midterm, I just want to share you that we are going to see some sort of a range market, because as you can see, we are actually analyzing by a price action method, and it is so important to look at this, that this uptrend that has been just started, forget about this, just this about this news and this gap. It was so slow, and the reason we talked that one of them might be 78% of that big major correction here. So price doesn't have any uh, big power to bounce up after this correction. So well, it is for me completely logical that we kind of have some sort of range or a slow momentum to the top. But the one of them is a little bit much faster, another one a little bit slower. But as we see some sort of rising tree method on the weekly here, I'm expecting a continuation. That's why I'm saying that we are in the end, my conclusion in the midterm or short term, it is going to be a breakout here. Not the best tool to show the breakout because I've through a lot of stuff, but in the end, I'm expecting a breakout in the future, maybe midterm. And because of, again, the same reason, we need to see a retest. It might create a range market. And then after that, it is going to be a continuation. As the long term, I'm going to expect, yeah, these goals doesn't make sense on this chart, a continuation to top because I'm expecting this breakout, but a little bit slow. The things that I'm not expecting, and it will be surprising to me, is that we see a very, very sharp momentum to the top because it might be possible. Let me get rid of these candles as well. So we are seeing a very, very sharp momentum here, but I'm not expecting to be continued. This fast momentum. So that's why we talked about is some kind of range market. And also, I'm not expecting that price just break down this lower level. This is also will be surprising to me because after seeing and counting the waves and seeing some sort of um, breakout, I'm guessing that if it is even a fake out, then it might be just another retest to this level and then bouncing off as we are seeing a continuation due to this rising three method pattern and also as the whole view to our corrective structure that we have. Oh, we really cannot talk on this anymore. A lot of things we have through. So if I remove a bunch of them, so after this reversal down here, this corrective structure, then expecting to be a continuation momentum and not reversal back to this level because it has been just broken. This level has been retested with, as we talk, sort of the candlestick pattern, which indicating a continuation of. So this will be the long-term conclusion on this. So these were our conclusions. If I would be happy if you put comments if you're watching the stream just as a video on YouTube. Also, I have a Discord channel. You can find the link of this Discord server. You can find the link of that in my channels. So if you have any major questions about this analysis, you can share them there. I would be happy to answer them. And also, if you have any kind of feedback to the contents that I'm sharing, these are just educational contents, not for trading. If you have any feedback, I would be grateful to hear your feedback as well. Anyhow, until next analysis, thank you for watching my stream and wish you a great weekend.